gotta give him fucking something to do.
That's true.
He doesn't do much else.
He has to edit.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Ooh, hairball. Hello, and welcome to Disadvantaged. This is our foyer into Dungeons & Dragons with people who have no idea what they're doing in all of their positions. My name is Dan. I'm your Dungeon Master. Joining us, we have Tip.
I know some of the positions.
We have Blue.
I know none of the positions.
Jonathan.
I've created some of those positions.
Jeff.
I've enjoyed some of those positions.
And Scott.
I've tried about half the positions.
This is fantastic so far. This little campaign that we're running, I wrote myself, so it could turn out terribly. I've never DM'd before, but I played before. If you've watched the Session Zeros, you kind of already know what to expect a little bit. Pat told me to tell you that if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, throw a comment down, otherwise the views don't count apparently.
So it's like who's
we'll
lying?
continue to make more because so far we've been having fun with it.
The rules don't count and the points don't matter?
And nobody watches us.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Oh,
It all works out.
More new people have watched me than the rest of you all.
Oh, there's music.
All right. So to catch everybody up, if you haven't watched the Session Zeros, I suggest you go back and watch those. It introduces 4 of our party members to the main story, and this is kind of where we're picking up from. Let's move everybody. So after your various tournament dealings, the 4 of you have read the scrolls you were given, and you were told to come back to the Lonely Scarab, and you're given the largest common room that takes up the entirety of the top floor of the little inn. So the 4 of you have been sitting here for a few minutes, kind of eyeing each other up, mostly quiet. Around the room, you can see some weird vestige in the bottom left there. We'll get to that later, it's not important. There's bookshelves in the back corners. You have your own access to a large keg that seemingly never empties, which is probably good for you guys.
Fairly, yeah.
There's some alchemy tables sitting around, some couches to get comfortable on. A large oak table sits in the middle, covered in various drinks and plates of food. A wondrous spread is before you. Fruit and vegetables and different sorts of meats and cheeses and wines, and you're being very well taken care of, considering one of you probably should not have made it through the front door, but we'll get to that. In the back side of the room, there's actually 5 doors that lead into 5 very simple bedrooms, each with a bed, a nightstand with a candle on it, and in every room, there's a different colored jeweled scarab that hangs just above the door. There's also various jeweled scarabs and scarab-like things adorning the walls all over the place here in various tapestries, carpets, and those sorts of things. So you find yourself in this main room, just the 4 of you at the moment. So what I'd like you to do, despite the fact that we can see your tokens and we basically already know who you are, let's jump into the roleplay aspect of this, and you guys can start introducing yourselves. If you want to go over your name, your character class, and any identifying features if you'd like, though some of them are pretty obvious. So go ahead.
No.
All right, fair enough. Fucker.
We want to sit here awkwardly like we all would do in real life.
And I don't think anybody would talk to me with my charisma of -1.
Oh, that's just
You'd just be over in the corner drooling on yourself.
Anyway, starting with Blark, go ahead and introduce yourself and give us just a brief description. Go around the room.
I'm Blark, and I beat things. I don't like anybody else.
Okay.
Sounds like okay.
Are we going clockwise or counterclockwise?
Your
Shut
choice.
Did clocks
Okay,
exist?
I'll go next, I guess. I'm Bones, the Ranger, High Elf, and at this point I hate you all.
I'm Tom Jones, and I'm the Bard, half elf, and I just won the shit out of that competition the other day.
Too much talk.
I am Moses, and I do things.
Do you hear
Do
voices?
things.
Maybe.
Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Moses is our sorcerer. If he doesn't want to give that away.
Yes,
so-
I'm a sorcerer, and I do things.
Yeah, right. Is that like a Tyrion thing? You drink and you know things?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. So, as the conversation crawls along and you slowly, very slowly, get deeper and deeper into your tankards and the alcohol starts to flow through your bodies, the conversation picks up. You start to get to know each other a little bit. There is a...
Can I steal most of the jewels? Anyone?
You're not a rogue.
No?
Doesn't mean I don't see them as shiny and I want them.
You know what? What do you have?
Sleight of hand.
No, but I mean, these are... They're solid inlaid into the wooden structure.
I have a dagger.
I can
Okay.
bash the wood with my
So,
And I've sidetracked Dan already. Victory.
Let me see.
Can I use my great axe on the wall in the ceiling?
I feel like there's
I have a hammer
a voice that crawls
and a crowbar.
crawls into the back of your skull, and you get the feeling by the faint words of this voice that were you to do that, the entirety of the town's guard would come down on you, and you probably wouldn't survive.
Good, I love a fight.
Worries go down better with soup than without.
What?
Okay, I will say, are you trying to do this without the rest of the party seeing?
Originally, well, I don't know. I was just going to do it in front of them.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d20 and add your strength modifier.
Should I do this now? I feel like
Yes.
maybe.
Do
But
it.
you did have
You
that
want to try and
voice.
steal them?
All right. How do I roll this now? How do I do it again? Roll 2d4. Ooh.
That's really
Not
bad.
2d4. I said a d20.
20.
Oh, so 1d20.
Any
Yes, one.
so this is perfect.
You're listening to the guy with the negative intelligence here.
How did I roll a 4?
Plus your strength.
This is perfect. What's your strength modifier?
Not much.
Can I try now?
No.
Not yet.
No.
So you
My
get up
strength
as the
is-
idle chit chat is happening at the table.
My strength is 2.
It's 4.
I have a strength of 4,
Shit.
I think.
Can I write just /strength?
Is it the
oh, actually,
the
on your character sheet, you
big
should have just
number
clicked
or the
strength, it'll
small
automatically
number?
roll.
Say that again?
is strength?
Yes.
The
No, not you, Tip. Shut up, Tip.
Just click the word strength, and it'll automatically roll 2d20s.
I can
So-
hear all those new subscribers right
Yeah, so
now.
just say.
So your strength is 2, so you rolled a 6. Perfect. So as the conversation is happening at the table, you keep eyeing this one scarab that looks like it's got
Bitchin'.
an extra sparkle to it. And you're not sure what it is, but you know you want it. So you pull out your dagger and you walk up to it and you try and jam the dagger into it to pry it out. And as you do that, instead of the scarab coming out, the little bit of iron inlay that's holding it into the wall pops up, hits you in the eye, and you take 1 damage.
One.
Woo!
Blark laughs.
Saving throw on dexterity?
No.
Damn.
Looking over at what just transpired, Moses just kind of sits there, twinkle in his eyes, and goes, "If he were twice as smart, he'd be an idiot."
I like to cast Bardic Inspiration.
On what?
Tip's joke sucking? Moses. Sorry. Moses.
Getting to know each other a little bit better. You all laugh at the epic fail that just happened. As you guys are getting a little bit more comfortable with each other, there's a knock at the door.
Someone gonna
fucking
answer
door.
that?
That's a weak knock.
Anybody gonna answer?
Blark is closest to the door. Get the fucking door, Blark.
All right, I get up and throw the door open.
So as you open the door, there's 2 half orcs carrying.
Yay!
They're carrying 3 chests, and they've got a couple of sacks tossed over their shoulders as they just usher past you, kind of breezing by. Excuse me, delivery. Excuse me, delivery. They come in and they drop them on the ground, and in behind them walks a human, average height, average stature, wearing a very obvious holy symbol that hangs just between his pecs. Placement.
Do you want to fill that 2 sacks?
Those are nipples.
Okay. He's middle-aged-ish, probably late 30s, early 40s. So he's got little flecks of gray in his hair, but nothing to signify he's getting terribly old or anything. He wears heavy plate mail. Mixed in with the silver is his thick blonde hair. He also has a large beard that hangs just above his holy symbol. So it appears that the holy symbol comes out below his beard. Looks super badass. And he walks in. Good evening, my champions.
What?
Okay.
Continue.
I am Alan. I was the one who sent for most of you, looking specifically at Tom Jones. I put on this folly of a tournament, hoping that each of you would win. You've proven to be the best, and therefore, your winnings. And he drapes his arm out like Vanna White style at the chests. Inside the chests, if you guys wanted to go ahead and open them up, 2 of them contain all the coin, the gold that you've won, 10,000 apiece. So there's 20,000 in each. For the sake of this campaign, one of you can hold on to just mark down party gold or something in your inventory and keep track of that. We'll assume there's some sort of banking system so you can spend it without having to carry it, because otherwise that much gold weighs like 1,500 pounds or something like that.
Give it to the injured one.
Mark.
Since I am Moses,
Give it to the injured one.
I will
You guys can
keep
decide who wants
track.
to keep it.
I don't think we should trust Moses with jack shit.
I'm gonna keep track. We have 10,000 party gold.
No, you have 40,000 party gold.
40,000 party gold.
Already a reason not to trust him.
Okay, so we got that.
In the middle chest, which is flanking the other 2, the outside 2 that are holding the gold are just plain wooden chests, block standard, nothing fancy about them. The middle chest is a thinner chest, much longer, made of a light white wood, almost lighter than a pine. You're not really sure.
Is it a
what pine.
coffin?
It's intricately carved with various runes and languages, and it's trimmed with gold all along the outer edges. Looking at the lock, there's no keyhole.
Does it have a
Are there any
dial? A
traps?
combination dial?
It does not.
Can I use my axe on it?
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Yay. All right, roll.
Right. And he rolls a 1.
All right.
Being the man of instinct that you are, you reach for your, what is it, a warhammer or great axe?
I have a great axe and a hand axe.
Okay,
I have a hammer and a crowbar.
Shut up. You reach for your axe. The only thing that goes through your mind is, must be more gold. Smash, smash. Bring it up to your side, up above your head with both arms, and bring it down as hard as you can. You are met with some form of resistance that you can't see.
Ow.
About 2 inches off the top of the chest, and the axe just kind of glances off, and you nearly take your own leg off.
Ow.
At which point, Alon kind of gives you a dirty-ish look. You do realize it's enchanted.
Well, we do now.
He does kind of a little wave of his hand, and you see the lock just pop open. Opening it up, it contains 8 greater healing potions, which you each divide up to your likings, and a special potion for each of them.
Potion of giant strength.
Should have used that like 5 minutes ago.
It was in the chest.
So the barbarian gets a potion of giant strength. The sorcerer.
I have potion of fire breath, otherwise known as fireball.
Nope, a little bit different. The bard.
It's cinnamon
I've got
whiskey.
Potion of invulnerability.
And the ranger.
Potion of invisibility.
Oh, we could have a lot of fun.
Oh, we will.
I'm sure they will come in very handy on your journey. So added to this, Alon also he motions to one of his servants, for lack of a better term, and he brings over a bag. Very plain looking bag. It just looks like a burlap sack with seemingly nothing into it. But you notice that as Alon reaches his hand in, the first item he pulls out, he makes your head spin a little bit in that how did that come from there? Actually, Tip, go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Arcana roll. The focus?
Nope, it's under your skills. It's called Arcana.
Yeah, under skills. Anna.
Arcane or Archon?
Archon.
Okay.
It's Arcana.
Oh, I see that now.
Ooh,
Not good.
not great, but that's okay. You've been around the arcane arts enough to know this is a bag of holding. So basically, the bag itself weighs 5 pounds. It looks like there's nothing in it. If you're thinking of an item that's been put in there, it magically appears in your hand and you can pull it out.
So it's like Mary Poppins' purse.
Yeah, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah. So as he reaches in, he pulls out the first item, and shit.
That is not a good item to pull out of there.
No,
Why he put it in there?
I lost where I was on my notes. The first item that comes out is an ion stone inset in a very simple silver circlet. No real value. Don't try and sell it. The ion stone
at you,
allows
Zach.
the sorcerer to store up to 3 levels of spells in it. They can be cast during a rest period. When they recover spell slots, these can then be cast without expending a spell slot. So basically, you get up to 3 levels of spells for free.
Nice.
I want it.
Do I have to put the spells in before we go to battle?
Yes.
Like, do I have to make that known to everybody, or can I just...
You don't have to let the party know, but I need to be aware of what you have in it.
Okay. Second question.
Go
Can
ahead.
someone else put the spell in for me and I use it?
Yes, they can.
Ah, very good to know.
So actually, if you read your character sheet, there's a thing in there that says it. It doesn't matter who puts the spell in there. You can still cast it as though it was your own, and it doesn't. It takes.
I was asking for the sake of the listener.
So it takes the stats of the spell caster, not the person casting the spell, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So if, let's say, your Grandmaster cast a spell into there, a 3rd level spell, and you can only cast 1st level spells, you can still cast that with his stats. So if he had a spellcasting modifier of 10 and yours is only 2, but you had the same spell, you could cast it out of the stone at his plus 10.
We may need to go talk to the Grandmaster. Okay, keep going.
He bestows that upon you. Now, these items all take attunement, just so you know, which means you got to spend a little bit of time with them in downtime, which, for the sake of this, we'll assume you're already doing. But should you take the Ion Stone off, you will have to reattune with it, just so you know.
So I have to wear it.
Correct. It's a circlet, but the Ion Stone, the Ion Stone actually, it's set in there, but as soon as you attune to it, you spend some time with it and it gets familiar with you, your essence and your spellcasting abilities and such. And once it's attuned to you, it actually pops out and circles your head very slowly about a foot away from the circlet.
Nice tiara.
You're just jealous.
What's next in this bag of tricks?
Alon reaches in for the second item, and he says, shit. I forgot I wrote some stuff and then I changed it, and I didn't change it.
He's pulling a lot of that out of this bag.
For the barbarian, we call
Yeah.
this the Holy Avenger. So this Warhammer grants you a +3 to attack and damage rolls made with this magical weapon. When you hit a fiend or an undead with it, that creature takes an extra 2d10 radiant damage. While you hold the drawn hammer, it creates an aura of 10-foot radius around you. You and all creatures friendly to you in the aura have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Will it work on a rogue?
On a robe?
A rogue. Or a
It'll work on anybody, really.
ranger.
I just
He's a
Well,
occasionally,
no, because he's not a fiend or undead, so he wouldn't take the additional damage. But
I just occasionally want to steal shit.
you could still swing it at him if you want.
Don't tempt me.
He reaches in the bag again. And for the ranger, they call this Oath Bow. All right, so when you knock an arrow in this bow, it whispers in Elvish, "Swift defeat to my enemies." When you use this weapon to make a ranged attack, you can, as a command phrase, say, "Swift death to you who have wronged me." Please don't do that. I'm reading that.
Oh, sorry.
So the target of your attack becomes your sworn enemy until it dies or until dawn of 7 days later. You can only have one such sworn enemy at a time, so you can't go around just shooting everybody and be like, "You're all my sworn enemies, you're fucked." When you make a ranged attack roll with this weapon against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll. In addition, your target gains no benefit from cover other than total cover. So if they're partially behind a pillar or a rock or something, a lot of times 3/4 cover or above will give you disadvantage on the roll. You ignore that.
Okay.
If the attack hits, your sworn enemy takes an extra 3d6 piercing damage, which is huge at level 3.
Okay.
And then while your sworn enemy lives, you have disadvantage on attack rolls with all other weapons. So you kind of want to pick and choose who you use it against, because if they run away, you have to basically continue using the bow, even if you're within melee combat range.
Okay. Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And finally, for the bard, he pulls out this strange looking instrument. It's kind of a hybrid between a lute and a harp. It's sort of like lute on top, and then there's about 10 or 12 more strings that are strung more akin to a harp at the bottom.
I've heard of one of these.
It's called a LARP.
It's actually called, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this right, and I'm sure the internet will tell me otherwise, the Folkluken Bandor.
Sure.
So basically, you can. It basically gives the bard 6 free spells.
Yes.
He has access to a spell list, which it's up to you if you want to tell them what you have access to or not. He can cast those once per dawn or once per day. It resets at dawn. It's a sweet thing for him, but he can tell you his spells if he wants to or not. Nobody knows.
Can he
He's trying
use
to
the
cure
cure
wounds.
wounds on himself?
That's what I was trying.
I mean, it's 1 hit point. You could do it if you want. But
It might be important.
You have to say something and do something with your hand.
You can't see me doing it, but I'm doing some hand motions that kick ass right now. Just kidding. I don't.
We don't want to see the hand motions.
I'm aware.
This is the level of professionalism you should expect from us for the first few episodes, ladies and gentlemen. So after handing out all of the magical items and explaining to everybody what they do, Alon turns to the group. Now that the formalities are over, it's come to my attention that we didn't get a healer. I've taken it upon myself to call in someone to join the party on your behalf who may be very, very valuable. A good friend of mine, and he claps his hands together. Jorak!
Hey, is your surname Musk?
What?
I've been having enough of this ale. I want to know if your surname is Musk.
Mine?
His name
No.
is Elon,
No.
not Elon.
He pronounces it Elon.
It's more like Alan?
Oh, Alan. Okay.
Yeah. So Jorak comes to the door and lumbers in. If you want to go ahead and describe yourself and who you are and what you do.
All right. You see this giant spark plug of a half orc, super heavily scarred, wears them proudly.
People.
The armor he's wearing is jagged, dented, covered in other people's blood. Has a holy symbol, but he kind of tucks it away. He just kind of comes in and rudely just sits down next to you guys.
For anyone that's wondering who's done this before, he has.
And he's sitting in a dude sandwich.
He really.
He got
there
real
are
close to
chairs
Tom Jones and
everywhere.
All chairs around the table.
There's an entire side of the table completely cleared. Jorak just strolls on over, kind of saunters up to Tom Jones, seductively looks him in the eye, and sits down. And Moses
man
immediately moves to the other side of the table.
Yeah, I'm just grabbing a turkey leg and just enjoying it.
All right. So after bringing in the paladin, which I don't think you mentioned that, Jorak's a paladin. After bringing in the paladin, Alon turns to the group again. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering why you're all here. Why I've
No, we won a contest.
why I made sure you were at the contest. Except for some. Again, looks right at Tom Jones.
What did you do?
The bards weren't really invited. It was just a thing that was happening at the same time, but he saw how good Tom was, and he was like, I need him.
Well, that's not unusual.
Not at all.
I already made that joke, okay? Go watch the Session Zeros.
Someone missed a beer.
Gentlemen, it is with a heavy heart that I must inform you. The great pharaoh Ramses I has been pulled back from the Duat, forever doomed to roam the field of reeds.
Good.
To the best
I don't think he gets along with Moses.
To the best of our knowledge, we believe that a relic was stolen from his tomb. We believe it to be the work of a necromancer named Naya.
Was it Scott that stole it?
I did not.
I don't know who this Scott is you speak of. We believe it's the work of a necromancer named Naya. There's been reports of strange doings and strange appearances in the sky at the base of the mountain range about 2 days from here. I need you to retrieve this relic, or at the very least, find Naya and see if he is the one responsible. Will you take this quest?
I mean, I kind of thought Naya was a girl, but yeah, I'll do this.
All right.
I got nothing better to do.
Is there gold?
Very good. What more gold could you want? I just gave you 10,000 each.
I have a question. What are you gonna do with this relic?
The relic must be returned to the tomb. It must be placed on the sarcophagus of the great king, so that
Why?
he may return to the afterlife that he
What if we don't
worked
want
for?
to return to that?
There have
Does that
been
mean
instances
we own
of
this
pharaohs
relic?
being awoken and
Emo
not
cat.
returned. They tend to grow tired in the field of reeds and bored. They tend to get angry, and they tend to take that out on us, the living people of Egypt.
Can we
And
control?
I would
this
rather
person
not
with that relic?
that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you. And he hands you a couple of other things. He hands you a map of the realm, and this a realm. I should say the city and the surrounding area. On the map, there's a mark for the last place that they know that the necromancer Naya was staying. Who's taking the map?
I will.
I can't read.
Okay. But can you
me
navigate?
too.
I mean, you can
I
navigate.
can
pretty-
navigate. I can't read.
That's okay. You don't need to.
Damn it. I awkwardly dodged.
What is happening around that table? Alon stands there watching you for a minute as you play musical chairs around the table and just shakes his head thinking, what did I get myself into?
We're the heroes you chose.
Okay, so I take the map.
Okay.
How do I take the map?
He hands it to you.
You just take it.
Well, gentlemen, you have your gold. You have a little bit of help. When you retrieve the relic, meet me here. And he points to the southeastern side of the map where you can see at the edge of the city there's a small cave near the mouth of a river. And I'll be there, waiting to take you to the tomb.
Okay.
So we have
that-
to get the relic, and then there's more to do.
Correct.
Let's go.
Do you want to leave right away, or did you want to wait till the morning?
Yes.
Can I heal myself and drink more and tell them to piss off and I'll catch up later because I have the map.
Send
So-
some more barmaids up here for some drinks.
If
To-
you want, you can continue to drink and hang out and rest for the night. You'll restore all your hit points, even though you only lost one.
Fine.
We should do that.
So to welcome myself to the group, I just walk over to Sax and roughly put my hand on his forehead and just give him his 1 hit point back.
All right,
Okay.
there
That's
you go.
pretty sweet.
There you go.
Idiots.
Alon's still standing near the door. Once again, looks back at you, just shakes his head, and walks out.
And he figures they're doomed.
Oh, he's absolutely not confident in this group anymore.
He's already
As he
putting
should
out
be.
feelers for new guys.
Question.
Yeah, he's already organizing a new competition. None of you were invited.
What is the little symbol in the corner of the room? Can I do some sort of investigation
You
on
can
that?
well, there's no investigation needed. You see it. It's there. It's huge.
Okay.
You can make a history check.
Oh,
20. It's a teleportation circle.
Ooh.
yes.
Ooh.
Currently not of any use to you on this adventure, as in order for a teleportation circle to work, there needs to be a corresponding sigil at the location you wish to teleport to. These things generally take months to build and get the incantations right and all of that stuff, but perhaps it would become useful in the future. You don't know, but you do know that that's a teleportation circle.
Okay.
I would like to dig through this pile of trash on the floor.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Investigation. I have insight.
You also have investigation. Holy shit.
Oh, 21.
That's not bad. Just so you know, insight's more to gauge somebody's intentions, whether they're lying to you or whether they're being truthful or... So
Okay.
you, with that roll, you drop to your knees and start feverishly looking through the pile, reading every piece of paper that comes up. You don't really find anything noteworthy other than this one crumpled piece of paper near the bottom. As you slowly open it up, it just says, "Eat shit, Moses."
Oh, fuck. Who wrote that?
All right, my turn. I'm going to do perception.
For
How
what?
do you have that high of a perception?
Ow.
That would be a 19 plus he has 4 per perception. What are you looking for?
I don't know. And the ale in the corner.
You find out that, yes, there's more ale.
It's
No, I
definitely
think I drank it
ale.
all.
Yeah.
What's
Can we
this
get
red
barmaid
thing?
up here?
What are these things that I'm by?
It's supposed to be like a tapestry that hangs from the wall, but it looks really dumb.
What
It
about
looks like Dr. Roboto.
It does.
Can we
Okay.
get that barmaid up here?
Let's get on.
Can you
let's
what?
get a move on it.
Let's go to sleep so that we can get up and go because the wounded one wanted to wait.
No, he's already been healed.
I'm healed.
Yeah.
He will forever be known as the wounded one.
So,
Perhaps.
so it's your choice at this point. Again, you can go to sleep, or since you've recovered your 1 hit point, you can start making your way downstairs and
Go.
head out to the...
downstairs?
Aw.
We're all heading downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you make your way downstairs, you notice immediately that, yes, it's definitely more busy.
Still busy.
Bones already knew that, but the rest of you were
What the hell happened here?
surprised at how busy it's become.
You know, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. So you also see at the front door, as soon as you start coming down the stairs, and as soon as you get to the first landing, you can actually hear lots of screaming. It seems that the group downstairs is very disturbed by something. There's a lot of rambling, but more so than that, you can actually hear cries of help from a familiar sounding voice. Help,
Oh.
Father, save me.
Uh-oh.
And as you make your way down the rest of the stairs, opening up into this room, you can see a group of bandits has actually made their way inside the Lonely Scarab, and they have grabbed Kabar, and they're starting to make their way out. There's a few town guards have stood up against them, but the bandits quickly had their spears to their throats, and the threat there from the guards was diminished. They've managed to push most of them away.
Can I intimidate them?
You can try. What are you doing?
Oh.
That's not how you intimidate.
What are you trying to do to intimidate them?
I'm brandishing my great axe.
Not with a 2, you're not.
I walk up to the guards and I say, if you don't let her go, then I will unleash these 2 big guys on you. And they're just itching for a fight.
The captain looks you dead in the eye and says, and who the fuck are you?
I'm fucking Tom Jones.
What's up, pussycat?
Do you expect me to be afraid of a little shite like you? I don't think so. We're taking the girl. We saw the way she
So
danced.
I feel a little responsible. So I need to stop the
Amidst
dude
all
somehow.
of this, as Moses tries to make his way past the bar, you hear Bankhole. His voice significantly different than what you remember saying. You're responsible. You save her or you die.
Well,
Oh,
Okay.
here we go.
I
so
hop up- I
now
hop
that
up-
I'm
Can I use
hop
my
up
great
on the
axe
bar.
on them?
I'm actually well equipped for this.
If you would like to swing at them, I'm actually going to ask everybody to roll initiative.
I hopped up on the bar to get a better line of sight.
So the barkeep, is he married?
Nobody ever asked him, but no.
Kabar's his daughter, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to disguise myself as his wife and then use friends, persuade him to calm down and not be so angry.
Really? You're not, instead of that, you're not going to go after the guy fucking holding the girl?
I'm not sure. Hang on a second.
Can I do that?
Can you... So, is the disguise a spell as
wait,
well?
Who's the one who called? Oh wait, no wait.
So this is
Never mind,
disguise
I don't want
self?
to do that. Well, I can do that. I'll do that after we beat these guys.
If we beat these guys.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna beat them. Okay, well then, nix that. How about I'll play my musical instrument, and I want to entangle these guys so that they can't go anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you aiming it?
I guess at the center of where all those guys are with.
So if you do that right there, you're going to catch your entire party. So it's a 20-foot square from where you put it.
Oh, I can't put it at the door where the door is?
You could put it at the door, and then we're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, yeah, that's exactly. You would still catch Blark and Jorak, but
No, they're just half orcs.
that's the choice you have to make. You can do it. You're
do
just going to
it.
catch them in it. It's not exactly what you think
I won't
it is.
forget.
Can they can they still swing the axe? They just can't move.
Correct. So
Yeah, they can, they can still fight. They just can't move.
So they can't escape.
The DC's 14.
Yes.
He makes it.
Bye-bye, Jorek.
I just can't move. I can still swing my warhammer.
That's a fail.
Yeah, you still have at least 2 guys in range.
So everybody except the bandit captain fails. They are restrained by the plants, so they can't move. So Jorak failed, but Blark
Correct.
succeeded. At the end of your next turn, you can make a strength saving throw to try and get out of it. So as you pull out your brand new fancy instrument, you play a few notes and it starts to resonate. And you can see the floor right near the door start to appear as though it's turning into dirt. And then from beneath it, a bunch of vines just come up through the ground, snaking and twirling their way around everybody's feet that are in the area. 4 of the guards end up being captured by it. So does Jorak. Blark just manages to step out of the way. The captain himself, as he looks down, still trying to hold on to Kabar, he looks down and sees them slowly crawling up his legs as well, but just sheer force of will pulls his legs and snaps a couple of the branches, no problem. So the rest of them are considered entangled, so they can't move. And that finishes your turns. Bones is up next.
I am going to use the oath bow and swear this guy as the captain as my enemy and shoot an arrow at his head.
Go ahead and make a attack roll using your dexterity modifier. So 13 points of damage.
I'm good. Well, I still have a clear shot, so I'll stay where I'm at. So I damaged him, though, right?
Yeah, he definitely
Yes.
took some damage. This bandit here beside Jorak is going to go ahead and take a swipe at him. That's going to be a 4. He misses terribly. He's going to try and move, but he can't, so he will go ahead and try and break the grapple. So he succeeds, so he's no longer affected by the terrain. That's going to end his turn, and Blark is up next.
Okay, I want to split the bandit captain's skull.
You would.
Go ahead and roll the
I
attack.
would. There we go. Oh,
That will miss, unfortunately.
okay.
You didn't get affected by the spell, right?
No.
No, you saved. Okay, did you want to move, or did you want to say? Keep in mind, if you
Yeah,
move, you
I'm
are...
assuming this is the door, right?
It's right here. But I will say, before you move, keep in mind, you were technically... you'll get 2 attacks of opportunity against you because you were flanked by the other 2
Yeah,
guards.
if you move, yeah.
So if you move, which you can do, they're going to get a free hit at you.
Oh, I see.
Don't
I'll
run,
try it anyway.
pussy.
Okay,
I
so
want to block the door.
you're going to get 2 attacks of opportunity here. That's going to be an 8. That's going to miss. Actually, both miss, so you're good. This guy's turn. He's seeing the ranger up on the table over there. He's going to move over here, and he's going to throw a spear at you.
Oh.
That's going to be a 14 to hit.
Isn't he entangled?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You're right. That one is entangled.
Oh, snap.
In that case, I'll
It's like,
take that
these guys can't
roll,
move.
and there's no adding, so he actually fails his save, so there's nothing he can do. And then
There you
the
go.
other bandit beside him,
He's got a
same
roll.
thing. He's got to make a saving throw. Actually, you know what? Oh, you're in range. He can actually just throw the spear at you, so he's going to do that. That is a 13. Does a 13 hit you?
I'm 15 armor.
All right, so that misses, and then he's going to try and break that, and he fails his saving throw, so he's still not going anywhere.
Does that mean he no longer has a spear?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
It is Moses' turn.
Okay. So the first thing I do is, kind of look around.
Making people dance won't do any good for this.
So I was really hoping that you guys would do a whole lot more damage. Kind of not good at this whole being the hero thing.
That's putting it lightly.
Don't
But-
worry, I haven't gone yet.
So I'm going to use True Strike. I have a range of 30 feet, so who can I hit?
Pretty much anyone.
Each square on the board is considered 5 feet.
5 feet.
So, I mean, the first row of guards is 10 feet. The captain would be considered 15 feet from you. So you can...
Okay, I'm going to... I lift my hand, and I'm shaking because I'm scared, and I don't know what's going on. I point at the captain's head, and I'm going to cast the spell.
So on your next turn, you'll have advantage on your first attack roll against him. So that's fine. So you cast True Strike, so you have advantage on the next one. Is there anything else you would like to do? Would you like...
So what I want to do is, I'm looking around, I'm assessing the situation. So
By the way, keep in mind, each round is 6 seconds. So between all 5 of you and the 4 of them attacking, that's 6 seconds.
yeah, I'm done.
He's done.
So if that ends your turn, the
Who's next?
captain is going to go now.
Okay.
He got hurt, though.
He did take some damage, for sure.
Got to get past me first.
Seemingly in for a fight, seeing that Blark has moved behind him, he actually throws Kabar to the ground. Ugh, not worth it. And he's going to turn to you.
Yeah,
Forward
bring
a
it
little
on.
bit. And he's going to use multi-attack. So he's going to make 3 attacks on you.
Bye, Bart.
By Clark. Well, you gotta remember, he has to roll above.
Well, he's got to roll better than that. That's a 7.
Yeah.
That's off the table. That's an 11. Fuck. And that's a 9. So he strides up to you, he pulls out his scimitar, and he tries to take 3 swipes at you. Whew, whew. You just manage to duck out of the way every time, just kind of bobbing your head back and forth as he swings.
I laugh at him too.
You can absolutely laugh at him. So that's going to end his turn. Now, this guy here...
Bring it!
since he's there, he's going to attack you. That's a natural 1.
These are some.
They are some very inept
in
kidnappers.
the fray that's happening, and with all of the people around him, and when Jorak looks in his eyes, you can see that the guard gets a little bit nervous, and he confuses the weapon that he has in his hand, thinking he has a sword, but he actually has a spear. He tries to swing it at you, and it just bounces off your armor. No worse for the wear.
All right. I'm going to look at the guy that just attacked me and just grit my teeth, and I'm going to whisper something to my hammer, and you're going to see it's just going to engulf into flames.
It's going to be awesome.
All right, so you speak the magical words into the hammer, and it lights on
I
fire.
do. And I'm going to just swing it down on the guy right in front of me. So I guess I just click on Flame Tongue Dagger. That's a natural 20.
yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
shit, that is a natural 20. Okay.
Okay.
So,
There's so many dice.
definitely
Please
hits. So,
detail this.
my rules for natural 20 is the same as critical roll if you watch it. Double the dice, add your modifier. So, go ahead and roll
Okay.
your damage for that, double the dice, and then add your modifier.
So my dice is 1d8. So let me open up the advanced dice roller. So 1d8.
I'm lost.
1d8.
2d8, so that's 13.
Okay, so
12.
it's 12, so that's 24 plus your modifier. That, yeah.
24 plus my modifier for that is 5 plus the 2d6.
Holy shit, okay.
Jesus Christ.
So he turns into a pile of goo.
No, he turns into a pile of ash. Remember, it's a flaming hammer.
Oh, true.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that
Because
kind of
it's a-
flaming hammer.
And because it's a
So
critical, hang on.
Yeah.
So we were at 29, and then we're going to double that because it's critical as well. That's 24, so that's... Fuck, what, 40, 50,
He dies. Just he dies.
50... Yeah, that was enough. That'll take him out.
Okay.
So...
It's
With-
funny because there's at least 3 people with engineering degrees here.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong fucking guy anyway. If that would have been against the captain, that would have taken him out too.
This will be up to you. I can't move, and that's usually moving feet, but can I just do that and just start glaring at that guy?
You can spin around all you want, but you can actually go ahead and make a strength saving
Oh, my
throw.
strength. Yep. Is it a saving throw?
Yeah. So you managed to doing horrible things to that bandit in front of you. Just you bring your hammer around and sort of golf swing him at the knees, but you catch more of his upper thigh hip area, and he just launches up into the ceiling, hits with a splatter, and you can now see just in front of Tom Jones, there's just bits of gore dropping from the ceiling on the floor in front of him. You turn to the guy beside you, intense look of hatred in your eyes, and just rip your feet up. You are no longer entangled.
You're next.
I hope Tom Jones enjoyed the shower.
It's very close to him.
And hopefully the other guys knew that there was one dice that I didn't actually roll for my savage attack. So
Oh shit.
Yes.
So back to the top of the round, Tom Jones,
right.
you're up.
I got a lot of options here.
Not as many as Jorak there.
Yeah.
I live for this shit.
All right, I want to incapacitate the captain right now. I'm going to cast, I guess, hideous laughter on him,
Okay.
and so I'm just gonna tell like a stupid dad joke, but he's gonna find it like so funny that he's just gonna fall on the floor laughing, and then that way everyone else can just stomp on his ass.
Okay, go ahead with your dad joke.
So, yeah, why can't T-Rexes clap? Because they're dead.
So with that, he kind of looks over his shoulder at you, and his eyes turn from this intense anger towards the party to just the most jovial doe-like eyes you've seen, and he bursts into laughter. And oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's a 3.
Yes. So he falls, right?
He's unable to stand up for the
falls.
duration. Holy shit, the duration of the
of the spell.
Oh, but at the end of each turn, he can try and... Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So technically right now he is lying on the ground, kicking his feet and smashing his palms against the ground, laughing at the most funniest joke he's ever heard. Boo.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so did you want to move, or are you good where you are?
No, I think I'm okay.
Okay,
I'll stay right
so Bones, you're up.
Yeah, I step down the bar, the 20, 30 feet, or 20, 25 feet down the bar, have advantage on him, and fire upon him again with the bow, and this time taking full advantage of all of the special additional damage that I can do. So I need to do dexterity, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Unfortunately, you have to
Okay.
take the 7 on that, and you miss.
Damn it.
So as you knock an arrow, you aim at him, but the remnants of that horrible joke that Tom Jones just told kind of echo in your ear as well, and it catches you off guard, and you let the arrow go, and it hits the wood right beside his head, just missing him. And with that, it's now the bandit's turn. For Christ's sakes, these guys can't roll for shit. Does a 9 hit you?
Yeah, no, I was 18. I'm still laughing at these
So
jokers.
he misses you, and he knows that if he moves, he's going to get an attack. So he's going to...
Oh, move. Oh, I beg you to move.
Nah, he's going to hold his ground. So that means Blark is up.
I want to use Holy Avenger and disembowel the bandit captain.
Okay.
Do I roll the Holy Avenger?
Go ahead and roll your damage, double the dice, add the modifier.
So
So
that would
that's
be
18.
Is he dead or only mostly dead?
Mostly.
Give me a second. I realized there was one other thing that I didn't have ready.
His death scene.
And then did the entrails hit Tom Jones?
They did not. He's looking a little hurt, but otherwise he's okay.
I think you have to do like 50 points of damage or so to spread entrails everywhere. Someday you'll be as good as me.
Someday
I
it'll be awesome.
aspire to be as good as you,
That day is not today.
Jorak.
The guy that's dead was supposed to go next, but that doesn't matter because now the guy beside Jorak's going to go.
Oh.
So he's going to attack you with his spear. That's a natural 2, so that definitely doesn't hit. But he's going to risk the attack of opportunity this time and try and get
Is
the
he
hell away
free?
from you. So he's going to... Let me just make sure
He's
they
free,
don't
right?
have...
He's going to run into Moses? Oh, no, he's still tied up.
No,
Is he tied up or is he free?
he saved this time. So he's not going anywhere, but he did save. So that makes it Moses' turn.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over here, pull that, and
You
grab
Yeah.
one.
because you can't move through someone.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I went
Well, actually, you know
There,
what?
there,
If you wanted
there
to do that,
and there.
okay.
And I grab Kabar by the hand because I'm supposed to save her or I die.
Okay.
And since I have advantage this time, I'm gonna swing my quarterstaff at the captain
Okay.
while he's laying there on the ground.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll. All right, natural 20 is not really going to matter. Go ahead and roll damage, double the dice, add your modifier.
The D8. 12 plus 5 is 17.
17.
I think that did it.
He is still on the ground breathing, though a little bit more labored than before.
Okay.
So Moses' turn is over, so Jorak, you're up.
Oh, hold on. You need to move Kabar because I grabbed her out of the way.
Oh, actually, you wouldn't have been able to grab her yet
Oh.
because she would have run over there.
Damn it, Moses. Now you're in the way.
Yeah.
Technically,
Well,
he's flanking.
Blark and-
So Jorak has advantage.
If I move here, I didn't move out of his melee range, so he can't get an attack of opportunity, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, you can skirt around people. You just can't move out of the spaces around them.
Okay, so at that point, I should be in range of the captain, and I'm just going to, while still making eye contact with his minions, just swing down with the flame tongue dagger.
Wait, so
That's an
are you?
18.
Hang on.
No, you
I'm
have
sorry.
advantage.
Are you staring at the other guys as you're attacking the captain?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, that will negate the advantage, and it's just a straight
because
roll.
you're not-
So you'll.
Yeah, you're
it's
not-
still an 18, so you still hit. But so go ahead and roll damage on
No, this is to intimidate the fuck out of those little minions.
that. Max damage. Nice.
So that's 13
Actually, that'll be
Plus
8 plus
2d6.
your.
for the fire damage.
Oh, Jesus.
That's another 7. So a total of 20 damage.
So, locking eyes with his minions and with one hand almost knowing where the captain is on the ground prone. How do you want to do this?
I just want to drop the warhammer right into the sternum, and so he can watch himself die pretty much.
As he's laughing. As he's laughing.
He's laughing.
That's awesome. So as you maintain your fierce, angered eye contact with his underlings, you just raise the hammer kind of at your side and just let it fall. Cracking through the sternum, blood and guts just seeping everywhere. You can hear him take his last gulp of breath, and the captain is dead. Did you want to move anywhere else, or?
Yep, I'm just going to, front this boy.
So this guy's going to go ahead and he's going to throw his spear at Bones.
Again?
For the love of Christ.
15 armor.
Hit. He does not make his saving throw. So right now, this guy and this guy have no weapons. That ends his turn. So we're back to the top of the round. Tom Jones.
All right.
These two guys have no weapons. This guy actually has a weapon, but it's about to get smushed by Jorak.
For a point of clarification, when you say we, you really meant Jorak.
Yeah.
I contributed.
So did I.
Yeah.
I injured him.
I want to use a suggestion, and this guy right here,
Okay.
to bear hug the guy next to him from behind.
Ooh, well played.
Okay.
So this one?
Yeah, you go hug your friend over there as strong as you can.
So that's a wisdom saving throw against your DC of 14. He misses, fails.
Yes. Yeah.
So he turns to his left, tries to hug him, and this is going to be a contested grapple. He turns to his buddy, walks slowly up behind him in the pottery scene in Ghost. He slowly starts to wrap his arms, starting at the cap of the shoulder on down. And as he starts to do this, the other bandit's just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's exactly what I wanted to.
Okay, that's going to end your turn. You do have a bonus action. Do you have anything that you can do in a bonus action?
Let's see. Well, who's after me?
Me.
So I'll cast Bones some bardic inspiration and just be like, "You go get him, Bones." That way, at least your arrows will hold true. Like, don't miss, motherfucker.
So now it's Bones' turn.
I will do, since the two guards are kind of far enough away from everybody else, I will do the Hail of Thorns.
Nice. So as you pull another arrow, you knock it, and as you draw it back, you speak the magical incantation into it, and you can see it starts to kind of glisten with a foresty green type arcane energy. Go ahead and roll an attack.
That's why I use that bardic inspiration.
Yeah, is it time to use that? I would say yes.
You can't use it on damage. You can only use it on attack.
Oh, okay.
7 points of damage. So he's you release the arrow, you hit him dead center. It hits his chest and explodes. Arrows go all over the place. Which one was it?
The one on the corner, so everybody else is far enough away except the guy
That
hugging.
guy has to make a saving throw as well. He does not make it, however.
Not all of us can be Jorak.
No.
So as you release the arrow, it strikes true at your target, hitting him center mass, and the arrow itself kind of explodes into a
Hail of Thorns?
of thorns that blow out everywhere, hitting the guy to his left. So he takes full damage because he missed. They are both looking not great.
They're still there.
That being said, it is now...
Blark's turn.
Yeah.
Nope, it is not. It is this guy's turn. The guy that's hugging the other guy. So he's still affected by that.
Yes.
So all he can do is try and make a wisdom saving throw, right?
Ugh.
He actually made it. So he... He shakes it off, and coming to, he realizes what he's doing, and quickly sorry, kind of weirds himself out, and he backs up 10 feet. And that's going to end his turn. Now it's Blark's turn.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to move here.
Will that other guy get a free hit on him?
Oh, you are right.
This
That guy would get an attack of opportunity on him.
And I will use my Holy Avenger on the dude.
All right, go ahead and roll for attack.
Okay, that hits.
Yeah. Oh, he's using it two-handed too. That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
So it's a 1d8?
No, two-handed is 1d10.
Okay.
Scott just had a stroke.
I wanted to see what happened.
So that's 16 plus 5, 21.
It's
Right?
not a critical, so you don't double the damage. But so it'd be 8 plus 5, still 13. Regardless, he only has 11 hit points total. So, yeah, how do you want to do it?
I just take his head off with my Holy Avenger axe.
You seeing what's been going on and noticing that these guys were already a little bit messed up. You leisurely saunter over to him and
Ooh, he sauntered.
almost like cutting cheese. You swing your axe and just cleave his head clean off. The axe goes right through and the head kind of sits in place for a second before it
Did it hit
off
Tom
and
Jones?
hits the floor.
Oh.
And that guy is now dead. It is now Moses' turn.
So the guy standing next to me, I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff, two-handed.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
So I roll my D8. Glad I got that +5, so I can do 7 damage.
That is a 7 on that guy who has yet to take any.
And I'm basically just taking the quarterstaff and swinging it down over his head.
Okay, so you bring it
Like
down
an
on
Office
top of his
Space
head,
smash.
Yeah.
and almost like the cartoony sound when somebody hits a baseball. And a loud knocking echo rings through the tavern. You see his eyes kind of go wide a little bit like he's seeing stars. He's not happy about that, but he's... Go ahead.
I can move now, right?
You can. He'll still get an attack of opportunity on you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to move down this way
Okay.
and then over here and finally look at her and be like, you're safe now.
Well, that's not going to be great for you. He rolled a natural 19.
Ooh.
His hit dice isn't that big, though. You're going to take 5 points of damage from that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's nothing.
Is that end your turn?
So yeah, because, I'm just telling her, everything's okay.
Oh, I'm so glad you came back.
Oh.
It's now Jorak's turn.
All right. Well, I guess I need to clean up another mess. I'm going to just, for all it's worth, go after the guy right in front of me. 17.
Yeah, that'll hit.
11 points of damage plus 2.
You swing directly into his chest, setting him on fire and knocking him back, essentially killing him. But you hit him hard enough that he actually flies back into the other guy, setting him on fire as well. And with that,
Yes.
they're both dead.
Yay!
Okay.
Not bad. Not bad for your first encounter.
So now we can't interrogate anybody.
Nope.
Oh,
They each only had
can I-
4 hit points. You destroyed them.
Can I loot the bodies?
Wait, if they each had 4 hit points,
You can go ahead and roll a investigation.
I can investigate too.
Yes.
Okay. So, patting down the bodies, Bones, you found about 100 gold pieces on one of the bodies. Not much else.
Keeping it.
Tom, when you come by, you managed to pick up about 350 gold pieces.
Yes.
And on the captain, around his neck, was actually a small diamond pendant worth about 500 gold.
All right.
So while they're searching bodies, I'm just going to stand in the middle and start yelling, let this be a lesson to all those who take prisoners and slaves, and then go get a drink.
You get up and say that, and most of the people in the bar are looking at you like you're batshit crazy because none of them were responsible for that. But nonetheless, they keep quiet and just continue drinking and try and avoid eye contact with you. As soon as the guards are felled.
Did I get my arrows back from their dead bodies?
Yeah, sure. Just for posterity's sake. Normally, given the time and all that shit, technically the arrows would break and you'd have to keep buying new ones or making new ones, but I'm not going to bother with that.
Why don't you just add that 350 to our treasure chest?
Okay,
Moses.
so that puts us at 40,350. Got it.
And thank God for that, because the creditors were coming and knocking, you know?
It's totally in the mail.
I got off the bar. I felt a little ridiculous after Jorak killed everyone.
As soon as the last guard falls, Kabar actually goes running. She rips her arm away from Moses. Not intentionally trying to piss you off or disrespect you or anything, but she runs over and she hugs her father. Oh, Dad! Oh, I'm so scared! And he just hugs her, and it's all right. It's all right. He shoots Moses a look. At first, you think he's about to rip your head off, but then
As he should.
he's overcome with the emotion of his daughter being safe. He's relieved, and you did technically like quadruple or more his business. So he just
Easily.
his eyes go less angry, and he just kind of gives you a nod as though you're lucky you saved her, or I was coming after you. He offers you all drinks on the house. If you want to accept, then we can drink here. If not,
All right. You can see us all move to the bar.
of course, all the alcoholics run to the bar immediately. So after a short time, even with the help of Tom Jones, who actually grabs his free drink and he walks over to the stage and just to try and get the crowd going a little bit, sings a couple songs and gets the evening flowing again. You don't see Kabar for the rest of the night. She kind of vanishes almost as though she's hiding, obviously shaken from this experience.
Oh, well.
So are we staying here for a little while? Having a drink?
Yes.
Yeah.
I say
All
we
right.
call it a night.
That's exactly
We've had
what
our
I'm gonna
fun
say.
for the day.
So we're going to call this session here. Sweet little introduction, a little bit of battle experience so you kind of know what to expect. And we'll pick up in the Lonely Scarab in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, we love you. Feel free to like, comment,
Please like
subscribe,
and subscribe.
all that good shit. And check in again for more. Thank you.
Oath bow.
Oathbow.
Okay.
Okay.
So 60
Yeah.
foot.
We never even made it out the building.